Every champion leaves a road. One more dream beneath the lights. One more battle, one more fight. The crowd remembers every name. Every hero changed the game. Through the pressure, through the fire, every winner reached higher. History is written frame by frame. Every champion earned their name. Storm, Lucky, Larson, Masters, where legends come to play. Storm, Lucky, Larson, Masters, a new hero every day. From the first row to the last, every moment built to last. Storm, Lucky, Larson, Masters, forever in our hearts. Hey, hey! Jason Belmont showed the way. Kyle Troop lit up the stage. Carsten Hansen stood so tall. Matthias anchored out, inspired us all. AJ Johnson found his time. Jesper Svensson made it shine. Sean Rash wrote the latest page. Now another dream takes center stage. Who will lift the trophy high? Who will hear the crowd tonight? Every frame can change it all. Every champion starts so small. Storm, Lucky, Larson, Masters, where history comes alive. Storm, Lucky, Larson, Masters, where champions always rise. Another name will join them all, another legend standing tall. Storm, Lucky, Larson, Masters, who's the next to wear the crown? Sean Rash, Jesper Svensson, hey, AJ Johnson, Matthias Ankerdal, Carsten Hansen, Kyle Troop, Jason Belmont. Who's next?
Hear the call of the north. Hear the silence. Hear the call. They are coming. From the north, south, east, west. Different countries, different roads. One destination, Helsingborg, Olympia.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We are back on track. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 2026 Storm Lucky Larson Masters. Squad number 1. I am happy to say I've been in Helsingborg since Monday evening. The weather has welcomed me as I was expecting, with a fake summer, a lot of rain, not so warm, but this time I'm very happy because Barcelona was really, really, really hot. I'm sitting down with my good friend Victor. Victor, it's good to see you again, man. I'm happy to be here with you.
I am happy to be with you again. It's a great time of the year.
It's a wonderful time because this event is always fun. Fun to bowl, fun to watch, fun to do the streaming, we have a lot of new tools. Probably at the beginning it's going to be not so easy to use them all, but we hope that the streaming is going to be even more quality than it was last year. We have some more equipment to do some instant replays from time to time if we can manage to control. We have a little bit of a better options with the cameras and the settings, and we actually have installed new cameras. And Victor knows more than me, actually, because you are the pro with buttons and all this technical stuff.
Yes, it's been some pretty intense couple of days getting all this set up. Daniel and the crew have been incredible to get us going here, but we hope that this is going to be an improvement from last year, and we hope also that we'll learn and be even better as the week goes on.
So, in this first squad, we already have one of the superstars. We have Jesper Svensson bowling on lane 17 and 18. I've seen the end of the warm-up, and no news over there. He was using a red ball and a black ball, so nothing very special. But he was looking very consistent. He was striking like, not just striking, but you know those strikes that the 10 pins disappear completely on the lane. And I can say he already started with a double, so let's see how it goes. The pattern, it's 38 feet, 29 milliliters, unless I'm wrong.
Yes, and of glide conditioner this year, so it should be a bit different from ice that we used previously.
And but again, one thing is the pattern, one thing is the fresh, and then transition and the bowlers and the traffic are gonna make the pattern easier or harder. And I'm not going to do the same mistake as last year to try to put the cat and wait 11 squats until somebody reached that number. Remember how long it took to get the first 1400 last year?
Yes, it took a long time, and the cut ended being what?
1350, kanske?
I think it was less than that.
I don't know. Yeah, true. It was lower, right? I said 1350, and then I had to keep going down. I was somewhere around 1300. 1305, 1307, 1312 maybe. But we'll find out. It's more of the history and more of the stats that we'll keep on pushing up and putting on.
Correct.
But for now, let's focus a little bit. Let's see who else is bowling besides Jesper Spencer. We have some good Swedish bowlers. They have some Team Pergamon, some Team Clan. These are the big... Singapore. Oh, that's true. We have the Singapore guy as well. Yuan, tienes familia por aquí de visita. I'm just saying hello to Yuan, Singapore guy living in Barcelona. I spoke about him last year also. Very, very good bowler, nice person. But we have some, again, some good bowlers coming from all around the planet. Already on day one, we have the Singapore guy in here.
Yes, he's bowling on lane 13, which we are currently looking at. And as you mentioned before, Jesper Svensson is bowling on lane 17 for the moment. We can actually take a look at 17 to 20 here and see what they are up to here.
Now we have Kim Boliby also on 19 and 20. That's another name that many may know. Let's have a look at Jesper.
Yep.
We had a
seem to be having
frozen
some problems here.
We had the frozen
Yes, 17
camera.
to 20 has caused some problems recently as well, so we hope that that gets fixed during the squad. If you do want to see that, it seems to be working on
well,
the specific
let me say
certificate.
17 and 18, the image got frozen. But we
Yes.
got the Iceman there.
Yes.
So it makes sense that if some camera had to get frozen, it had to be where Jesper is bowling.
Of course.
First bad joke of the week.
But if you do want to watch Jesper, you can watch the 17 to 20 stream, which seems to be working, as it should, at least.
Yeah, so for people to understand, we have like one main channel in which we can switch from one camera to the other, do some instant replays, etc. But we still have, like we had last year, one streaming channel for each specific camera every 4 lanes.
Correct, and that is without any commentary on those streams.
So if they look at any of the other streams, there is no commentary.
That's right.
Okay, okay. So probably most of them are going to get tired of me and start switching to other other channels. So, what do you think the cut's going to be? I'm going to ask you. I'm going to let you throw the first stone.
Well, some people have said that the pattern looks like a house shot, and if you just look at it, it does definitely look very high scoring, but I'm not sure it's going to be like that. I think it's going to be around maybe 1350.
I was going to say, if people has the same good eye as they had last year when they said the pattern was going to be so fast and then it was hooking in the middle lane so badly. we shouldn't listen to much what people is expecting. But to be honest, it doesn't look so tough. It's a pattern that it's set to be bowled a little bit, at least on fresh on the outside. And since there's a lot of friction here in Olympia, and with these machines today, board 1 and 2 always hook, no matter what, no matter which pattern. If you get forced to bowl outside, but there's some friction, it shouldn't be that tough. For me, it's going to depend a lot on where the urethane guys stand on the lane. Whenever, for example, if I had to bowl a squat, and in my perspective, the easiest way to bowl this pattern for me, particularly for me, it's low rep, not trying to grip it a lot, not trying to give a lot of rep. On the contrary, I would play pretty smooth and with very low rep rate. So I could bowl quite straight on the outside and let all the two-handers that are going to give a lot of surface and hook the ball more than I will stay on my left. So maybe they will dry up a little bit the heads, but if I can stay with low enough reps, I can stay far outside from them and use their push of the oil down as a hold on the inside line.
Yes.
That sounds very logic and sounds very easy to achieve later on, but it's going to depend on which traffic I actually follow, because if they start throwing the ball a little bit further outside, then they're going to be in my break point, and then there's no hold. So then they will force me to move deeper, and I don't think I'm ready to go that deeper at the moment.
No. So we're about halfway through the first game now. So what are we seeing? It's not very high scoring. The lane we're currently looking on here, 11 and 12, looks like it's the highest scoring of the bunch.
So we have Lindgren with a spur and a 5-bagger.
Yes, and then Jesper started with double, 9-spare, 9-spare, double. And well, I don't see anybody else really scoring that high.
Now we have just Willie Wallström in
Yes,
1920 with a turkey, and we have Jonathan also with the turkey in lanes
15, 16.
15, 16, I believe, yes.
We can take a look at those lanes there as well.
We can find Martin Paulson also playing on 13 and 14. Martin is playing on the senior division. He was one of the guys qualified on the senior last year, unless I have the wrong memory. I think it was him and what was the other one?
That I don't actually remember.
Tom Hess, maybe?
Might be, yeah.
It could be, I don't remember. But I'm pretty sure Martin was one of the guys that made it on the senior category.
Yeah, so to quickly explain how that works, it's aside from those that actually make the main cut, the top 2 seniors, the top 2 female bowlers, and the top 2 under 21 bowlers also make the cut that are outside of the main cut, as I mentioned, and same goes for the top 4 early bird scores.
Top 4 of the early birds. How many early birds squats do we have? It's today 2 squats.
I think it's until Monday. Don't quote me on that, but I think it is.
How many squats do we have tomorrow?
I'm gonna check that very quickly.
I don't really remember.
I'll make sure to look that one up very quickly and have that info for you in a second.
Don't be very harsh on us. We are a little bit slow on this first squad. We also need to. It's kind of our warm up, right? It's our practice to get used to the streaming again and commenting and.
Yes, correct. It's squads 1 through 11 are early bird squads.
1 through 11, and that's Monday, you said?
Monday at 7 o'clock is the last.
Monday, so
early.
that's 2 today. So I'm guessing 3 tomorrow, 3 on Sunday. That would make it 8.
It is,
And 3 on Monday?
Sorry, it's 2 today, 4.
4 tomorrow?
Yes, 4 tomorrow and another 3 on the
Friday.
on the Sunday.
Sunday,
Yeah.
sorry.
And 2 on Monday.
Today is Friday.
Today is Friday. Yes.
Today is Friday. Man, I'm lost.
Yeah, we're still
don't even-
waking up here.
As you can see, the doctor took away Red Bull from me and my brain isn't working the way it should be. No caffeine and no sugar and not good, not good, not good. But probably this week we can skip the diet and go for some sugar and Red Bull. So the commentary is a little bit more sharp than it is at the moment. How much do you think I'm going to have to complain about the single pin missing this year? You think it's going to be the same?
It's gonna be the same, I think.
No, come on.
You should probably look away in the morning squad tomorrow, which is the under 21 squad.
Tomorrow is the under 21 in the
Yes.
morning? That's the one I don't want to see then. 9-0, 9-0, 7 in a row, 9-0, 7 in a row, 9-0.
Yeah.
It feels like I started pitching so early this year. Okay, let's see. Almost at the end of game 1. Not any super high score. Even the guys that were having some strikes have slowed down a little bit. We still have Lindgren with 5 bagger and no open frames. Then we have Jesper with a double, 2 spares and a 4 bagger. So that's 38 over with 2 frames to go. So he could go to 268. And Jonathan Ungerman also has a 4 bagger. So it could be, we could have 3 or 4 guys already with a bob par, 30, 40 pins above par, which is not bad for being the fresh. There goes Jesper on lane 17, IQ Tour 78, and a high flash.
Yeah.
5th in a row for Jesper Svensson. Iceman is on fire, but he's not melting.
Nope. As said, we are unfortunately not able to show 17 to 20 at the moment on this stream, but you can check the 17 to 20 stream on the YouTube channel.
So you can go and see directly the camera that's setting on lane 17 to 20
But without our beautiful voices.
without our voices, and we cannot select it on the mainstream at the moment.
At the moment, we are
Working on that.
Yeah.
And we have Jonathan working on that, so it's
Yeah,
probably going to get
he
solved
is.
pretty soon.
He's running back and forth here, trying to figure it out. So we should be on air there in a few moments, hopefully. Let's see. We have a lot of strikes as well in 15-16 here. Let's take a look at that pair. That was a beautiful strike.
That was Jonathan, right?
Yes.
Not the highest game for Mike Ong, Singapore guy. Got an open frame and split. Still, he could strike out to reach the bar and make 200.
And I don't think 200 will be a bad score at any point during this tournament, because it's not going to be easy, but it's not going to be super hard either.
Now, if you find a tough pair and you can manage to save the par,
Yeah.
it's always good. It's always good.
Let's see if Jonathan Hansberg can get another strike and get into the 220s maybe. Ooh,
Yeah,
that looks like a 2-8-10.
missed a little bit outside.
Martin Paulson here on 13. A lot of light hits from what I'm seeing.
Okay, I think I'm gonna stop bitching. I think many of them are already with the urethane. I don't understand it, to be honest. This year I'm gonna bowl. I'm letting everyone know. I shipped only one ball and a spare ball. But I didn't ship a urethane ball. I shipped the IQ2 original, which is super easy to use on almost any condition. But I don't know why they've pushed themselves to use the urethane. Especially, I'm talking about because I've seen a couple of those shots where the ball doesn't really give you the back end because it has thread so early that but when it gets to the pins, you know, it has lost the energy. It's not enough angle. Yeah. If you are two-handed and you have 600 RPMs, I can understand that you need some more control. But we're talking about these people that could be 350 RPM, maybe 400 on the best day. And the way this pattern is shaped, I don't really think you need the urethane from the beginning. But that's my opinion. I was gonna ask Victor, do we have like we had last year where people could comment on the channels and we could see what they were
Yes,
talking about and asking about? And
we should definitely have that. I'm gonna pull it up here so we can watch it.
because I think it makes sense also if we have anybody out there and you guys want to talk to us and ask about anything, you want to find out anything that we can actually provide the information. If you want to command, if you want to insult us, whatever you want to do, you're welcome. Just be a part of the show. It is what it is. That's you're smiling, Victor, but that's reality. You see any people that talking about sports or anything, and when they open the social media, it's 1,000 comments that they love him, and another 2,000 they hate him.
Yep.
You just have to accept it. It is what it is. As long as they participate and a bigger family even than we were last year. Shall we tell them again to subscribe if they haven't subscribed to the channel? Should we tell them to click the like button and all these things?
I think most people that are watching this are going to be subscribed because it's the membership stream. But if you haven't,
is
sure
it
to
membership stream?
yes.
I didn't know that. So all the people I told in Spain to go on YouTube and look at the Lucky Lawson, they have to click subscribe. So they can
Subscribe
see?
and pay the membership to watch this one.
But only this one,
Only this one.
the first squad.
No, every stream with commentators.
Uh-huh.
Yes. So, let's see. Jasper leads the squad, I think, right now on 267.
Yeah.
Are you seeing anybody else scoring higher?
No, we had a chance of a high game for Lindgren, but he had an open frame on the 10th, so he went down to 221.
Jonathan Ungerman gets 246. And yeah, looks like Arvid on 7 and 8 can get a pretty decent score as well. No other games above 220, I think.
No, it's 192, 161, 188, 170, 200, 157, 188, 191, 169, 209, 187, 170. On 7-8, they're still on the 10th frame, so I cannot really update the score yet. Actually, on yeah, there's Arvid on 7-8. If he doubles on the 10, he's going to go up to 237. Or he can go up to 237, which is quite okay. So for people to understand, people on the right lane move to the right, people on the left lane move to the left. That's why we could see Jesper, for example. Jesper Benson was bowling on 17 and 18, but now he's going to bowl on 13 and 14, I think. I believe. There's one pair to finish, so we're going to tell you exactly to which pair everyone moved after the game is over.
Yeah, we're just waiting for this pair we're currently looking at, which is 7 and 8.
There goes Stumpy. Strike. Needs to more for a 210. Well, 213, but on the 210 pace.
Yes. Tom here.
Got a live one. Tom is one of those that like to be mentioned. I can see 9090. I should have a member fan group of these people that make 90 and get mentioned. Special discount for a spare ball.
Will he
Nice
get
shot
that
over
one
there, yeah.
home?
Nice.
Should we have a replay on that one, maybe? But responder a bit later than I think he was expecting, but he got home.
Yeah, go with the last shot for Nick Stumpy. Oi, I missed in.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I missed in. It's still, he hit. Still the pocket. He missed a lot in.
Yeah, looks like he's found a lot of
Yeah,
room there.
he found a lot of hole on that shot.
It looks like without that 5-2 he had in the fourth, that would have been a really good game.
And we said he missed a lot to the left, but I'm afraid Tom missed even further left on the last shot.
Yes.
Let's, for Clara, let's explain a little bit again for those who are watching. Bowlers on the right lane, they move 2 pairs to the right. Is that correct?
I cannot confirm that because it's different depending on the amount of bowlers. But
I would say this time they are moving 2 pairs because Jesper was on 17 and 18. And now I see him on 11, 12. So that means he moved 6 lanes to the left. And Kim was on 19 and 20, and he's also on 11, 12. So he probably moved 6 to the right.
absolutely right. It's
Yeah, because we start on 7, 8. So 7, 8, 9,
Yeah.
10, 11, 12. That makes it 3 pairs.
yes, yes.
So for D squad, it's going to be like that. Right lanes move 3 pairs to the right, and the left lane moves 3 pairs to the left.
Yes, and also always switching starting lanes every game.
Mhm.
And you will finish on the lane where you started.
We have, like last year, as Victor said, we have different ways to make it into the final. We have the seniors, we have the under 21, we have the ladies, we have the lucky ones. And we also have, again, the turbo on games 5 and 6. Is that right?
Yes, so the highest game in game 5 and the highest game in game 6 is also going to give you a ticket to the finals if you haven't gotten in through any of the other gateways.
Cool. That means I need to take a big Red Bull on game 4 to be ready for game 5. Correct?
Correct. And then obviously it's the winners of the 3 stops on this year's PBA Sweden tour as well.
Who has been this year? Who are the winners?
It was Alvin Kornström twice and...
Twice?
Yes.
Wow.
And Pontus Falkhead once. So it's those 2 that are going to be safe for the first final step. Already.
That's great news, eh?
Yeah, it eases a lot of the pressure from...
And put some cash in your pocket already. Okay, let me have a look at Jesper on lane 11. Just a 6-pin ball was a little bit deep in the pocket. Oh, it looks quite consistent and confident. So back on 7 and 8, we're going to find our Singapore guy, Mike. Started with a strike, spare, strike. Okay, I've got some information for understanding a little bit better the lane movement. It changes a little bit depending on how many bowlers there is in the squad. So if we have 10 lanes in use, which is an amount between 15 and 20 bowlers, the only thing that remains the same is the left lane always move left and the right lane always move right. If it's 10 lanes in use, it's one pair, so game 1 and 6 end up being on the same pair. If we use 14 lanes in use, which is an amount between 21 and 23 players, then it's going to be 5 lanes. So that means game 2 and 5 are on the same pair. If we use 16 lanes, that's 24 to 32 players, then the movement is 3 lanes. So that means game 1 and game 6 are going to be played on the same pair. And finally, when the bowling alley is completely packed, then that means we have 20 lanes in use and 32 or 40 players, or up to 40 players. Then we move 2 pairs, which means again also that game 1 and game 6 are going to be on the same pair. So the only situation in which bowlers don't play again on the 6th game where they started, it's if we have 14 lanes in use. That means between 21 and 23 players. All right, let's give it a quick look over here. We have on lanes 13 and 14, spare double, open frame double. Then we have also Arbit Thompson with the front 3 on lane 16. On lane 10 we have Per Lufkes with double spare double. Jesper has got the 4th 9 in a row. Spares everywhere so far. And I don't see any other doubles or triples, but those I commented. We're at the beginning of game 2. And we have a second squad that's going to be at 7 o'clock today.
Yes, that is correct. And when are you going to be bowling then?
Most probably on the next squad.
Right?
Yeah, I think so. Unless there is an odd number. If it's an odd number, then I'll withdraw, so we can be, so the players are matched, if you know what I mean. I'm a little bit like a pacer. If they need me, I'm just gonna jump in and show them how not to do it. What do you think?
Yeah.
Shall I jump in and show them how not to do it?
I don't know. What do you think?
Honestly, I have no idea, because I played a couple of days, two or three games. I haven't bowled since May, and I have such a muscle pain today here in the forearm and in my left leg. So it feels like 6 games is gonna feel very, 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 very long, and I have no idea because as I said, I haven't bowled so much lately, and I can be for 5 minutes in a row. I feel like, oh, I'm gonna make the step ladder, and the next 5 minutes is like, oh, I better run out of the bowling alley before anybody sees me. So it can happen anything. If I put myself an objective or a target, I think I'd be satisfied if I make the par on one squat, on that first squat. And from there, we'll see. I don't know. It also depends a little bit on how you feel. How is your brain responding? Is the muscle memory activated, or is the muscle memory completely switched off? And you really have to think every shot, what am I doing? If the muscle memory wants to work automatically and all I have to do is just read the lane, since I brought only one ball, it's not going to be so complicated. It's going to be small moves all the time and small adjustments until you change lane and whatever the traffic forces you to do.
Yeah. So I'm also going to be bowling tonight.
Oh, you bowl later on?
Yeah.
Then we have to bet the Coca-Cola. I'm not going to give you a handicap. You have all the balls in here. It is your bowling alley.
Yeah.
So no handicap. You have to beat me. You have to beat mid-scratch.
All right.
Deal?
That's a deal.
Yeah, we just shake our hands. Everybody in the internet is what's the word? I can't find it.
Witness.
Witness,
Yes.
exactly. Witness. My God, I'm so stuck in my brain, eh? I definitely need to go and get a cup of coffee so I can wake up my body a little bit and wake up the brain. So, RB Thompson, front 4, spare, bowling on lanes 15 and 16.
Here we have
Kenneth is doing okay also, 19 and 20, spare and 4 in a row. And the Singapore guy on 7 and 8. Strike spare, triple. He looks very good. The way he makes, the way he shoots. I like his technique. Strong, powerful.
after falling against the Jonathan Hallberg, because the second I changed to his lane, he left the 610.
Yeah, but stay there for a second, because then we can see his pair, and after his pair, it's Mike, the Singapore guy, is going to take a shot, so they can see who we've been talking about.
From what I can see, this is probably the highest scoring pair in this game at the moment. Could be at least.
Yeah, so far as a group, it looks like it's the highest games so far. We have some people with some strikes here and there.
There. Jonathan.
Yeah, that is annoying when you chop them. Because you can miss them, and if you miss, you miss. But when you chop them, it's really frustrating.
Yeah, let's see how Mike got his shot. Jasper keeps on striking. He's also had a night miss.
He missed the 7-pin, yeah.
Yeah.
Ball went in the gutter, jumped back, but that's illegal. Missed a little bit out. Singapore guy, but not bad.
Good shots.
Managed to save the 10, so just the 2-pin. So who else is playing later? Tomo, any of the kids?
Let's see. Pull up the players list here.
Gonna check out who else is bowling on this next squad. See if you can need to pay attention to someone in particular. All right, Friday, 7 o'clock. We have Albin Gullstrand. It's a bowler you want to see. Anton Agrin, you want to see. Who else? Kim Bolleby, you can have a look as well. Lucas Heichel, young guy, but very good. Martin Paulson, good bowler as well. Bencher. Nikki, we have Nikki. Your sister is bowling also.
Yes.
Cool. So we have Nikki. We have Victor Backe.
That's me.
Oh, I didn't see my name here, so maybe I can be free after all. Because it's 22 bowlers.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't have to bowl after all.
Somebody has to comment it.
Yeah? But I tell you something, I'm very happy if I don't have to bowl because I'm so exhausted. I'm very, very tired from bowling these last 2 days. And anyone listening is going to think like I bowled 20 games, but it was like three games the day before and 3 games yesterday. But that's what happens when you become a little bit old and you don't bowl that much.
Just he changed in 1920. Kenneth Thomasson, who was on a great run, unfortunately left the 3-5 and chopped it. So sorry for changing you.
We are a little bit in the same rhythm as we started last year. Every time we paid attention to someone in particular,
Yeah, it's open straight away. Let's see, Kim Wallaby here on lane 11. We're currently watching.
quite a 7.
Yeah, a bit of a wrap 7 there, looks like. Per Löfqvist here on lane 10 is on a good game so far. Let's see if he can continue it.
Old school, yeah?
Yeah, very old school. And Kim picks that 7 pin up easily, like he should. And Jesper here, who's on a 4-bagger at the moment.
To cover the 9th. Another 7 pin.
And that looked like a bit of a flat 7. Look at it one more time
It
here.
was a slight deflection on the ball. It deflected very, very little at the very end. But it was a good shot. I mean,
It's a great shot.
you just want to stay consistent. Stay away from trouble. Stay away from getting in issues and play safe. Wait for the moment. Wait for the lane to open up for you. And obviously keep sparing. You don't
Yeah.
want to miss the spares.
And Jesper picks that one up. Look at 7 and 8 here. Nasty split there from Mike. Still pretty high pair. Decently around par.
Still a little bit roller coaster at the beginning. Some people going up, the next game going a little bit down. But it's also the hardest squat in a way because people doesn't have much information.
Nope.
When you bowl after 12, 13 squats, we've seen so much. People bowling, you get a better idea on how the transition is going to happen, whereas everybody is going to start using more similar lines than they are doing now. It feels a little bit like people is a little bit everywhere, similar areas, but not exactly the same shapes. And that is also what makes a transition a little bit more complicated than when most the bowlers start using the same area and shape, because then the lane opens up quicker and in a more clear and specific way.
Yeah. While you were talking about, we saw this spare actually by Mike, picking at that split up 7.
That's a beautiful spare, especially on the 10th frame, yeah?
Yeah, and he follows that up with a 4 pin, so he shoots a decent game. 218 it's going to end up. Let's take a look at 19 and 20 here, or 17 to 20, where there are also quite a few strikes, but also a lot of opens.
A bit of a roller coaster, as we were saying a couple of minutes ago. There's a bit of high scoring and low scoring on the same games.
Exactly. see what Mille can do here.
Light one.
He gets it to hold. Thought that one was a bit inside.
But that held a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a bit more speed. The adrenaline of the 10th frame, having the chance to triple.
Yeah.
It could be a combination, means a little bit in and more speed because of that extra adrenaline, and that made the ball help.
Let's watch Kenneth here, who's stamping for the lefty.
That was such a urethane impact on the pins.
Yeah.
It's so urethane when it hits like that.
And there was nothing going on. It looked like Mille put in another strike for a 220 game here, or a high 220 game here. And Kenneth picks that one up. No, he doesn't.
No, it fell at the very last feet of the lane.
Yeah.
It looked like it was taking it, yeah?
Yeah, I was sure that one was going to pick up, but just about missed. Very interesting game there, 14, which Mille also picked up there. I think it was a 1-5. Or was it?
It looked like the 1-2-10 actually washout. Sorry, the 1-4-10, as if it was the washout, but the pin 2 has fallen.
Yeah, I think it was actually a 1-5, 1-4-5 10 because there was a 6. No, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong guy. Yeah, 1-4-10.
But he took it in a very funny way because he did back up and took the ball took the head pin and the 10 pin.
Yep.
So 228 with another strike for Miley Lindgren and 1920. That's going to put him with 440 something, which is going to be right behind Jesper, which is going to go all the way up to 490 with one more strike. 492 to be precise, or precise. That was a bit Swedish, yeah, precise. And I don't see that many over par anymore. We have Mike Ong from Singapore, 410. Then we have Per with 413. Jonathan also 435. Jesper on his way for 490. And Miley, 449. Kenneth, 402. And Arvid Thompson, 413. The rest is slightly or already below par after 2.
So, just waiting for the last frames to finish here, and then we can give you an update on the standings.
Yeah, a small recap before we start with lane game 3. Sorry.
I think this is the only pair. No, actually, 11 and 12 is about to finish as well. Jesper is starting his last one, and he is going to shoot 224.
224 for a total score of 491. And unless I'm wrong, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 pins on this game, and except one that was the 6 pin. I think everyone else was the 7 pin.
Yeah. Nick almost getting the 10 out there on 14, but just about didn't. Actually, 1920 is just wrapping up as well. So, as you said, Mille is at 449. I think that's going to take him to second.
Yeah, he should be second on the squad, and third was that 435 I saw somewhere.
Yeah, they're just, as we mentioned, starting to move around a bit.
Yeah, and the scores are moving with them, so we have to wait a couple of minutes before we can give you the proper update. Give me a second. I'm going to go grab a quick cup of coffee. Do you want something?
I'm good.
I'll be right back. All right, that was a quick coffee, almost a pit stop as a Formula One. It didn't took me 2 seconds, but I ran as much as I could. Tell me, Victor, what have I missed on this couple of frames? Do we have any news?
Not really, they only just got started here. I've also taken a quick break from the action, so we are now back on air again. But we got, I think we got a scoreboard update. In the lead, we currently have...
Should be Jesper.
Yes, Jesper, of course.
91 over, unless I was wrong counting before.
91 second is Mille Lindgren at 49 over. Then it's Jonathan Ungerman at 35 over. Arvid Thompson fourth at 13 over, and that's actually tied with Per Löfqvist, also at 13 over.
13 over. So we have... How many more we have over par? I think it's one more.
It's 7 in total.
7 in total. Not bad.
And that is out of, how many are we? I think it's 22 players.
Is it?
Yes, 22 players.
Yeah. So a quick game by game. So you know, Jesper Benson 267, 224. Miley Lindgren 221, 228. Jonathan Ungerman 246, 189. Arby Thompson 227, 186. Per Lofkis 170, 243. Mike Ong 192, 218. Kenneth J. Thomason 188, 214. Mike Stumpy 212, 184. Jonathan Hallberg 200, 194. Augusta 205, 186. And that's the top 10 out of 22. Thank you, Jonathan. And in the action, where is the Iceman?
The Iceman is on the pair we're currently looking at, which is 7 and 8.
7 and 8.
He started with strike, 9 spare strike.
Was it the 7 pin again?
I actually don't know that. It looks like a very slow starting game in general. It's, well, Mick Stump has started 3 in a row. Tobias being 7 spare double. Who else has had a good start? Arvid Thompson 7. It's a split in the first range. It's a 7-2 double. This looks like a fairly slow start around the whole field.
Again, urethane reaction.
Yep, that was, if you saw Mike Ong's shot there on 18. Looked like a very close call to being a 7-10.
Yeah, I was going to say, the shot was super good, but the carry was not that good.
No.
Last year, I remember when we had that very long but short at the same time. The oil was short, the buffer was very long. I remember we had so many times the people taking the tree on the corner.
Yes.
Every time they missed a little bit, the ball was flying all the way down, taking the 6-10, even the 4-9 for the lefties.
Yeah, that pattern was, I think it was 44 feet, but just the oil itself was only until 28 feet, I think.
I'm mentioning that because I think this year it's going to be not that many corners, not that many 3 pins. But on the other hand, we may see more balls in the gutter than we saw last year.
Yeah.
If people start to try to get the ball a little bit further outside, I think we can expect to see a gutter here and there.
Yeah.
You can probably see if I ball, you can probably see me throwing 2 or 3 shots in the gutter. Because when I tried a little bit this, I felt more comfortable outside the first arrow, probably around board 2, parallel on board 2, maybe on board 3 swinging it out to board 2. And as soon as you miss a little bit, you are so close to the edge that the ball goes directly to the gutter. We found out about that, if we can see if people is talking or...
Yes, I've just checked that. Unfortunately, nobody commenting just yet.
They don't want to pay, I guess. They are all on the free streaming, and because they can hear they are, oh, there's nobody this year. Shall we talk a little bit about who do you think it could be up there? Or are the top 5 players you think have a best chance to be on the step ladder? Or give me 5 names that you think
5 names.
One of those 5 is going to be on the step ladder for sure.
Well, there's obviously one that's pretty hard to rule out. It's the Iceman, Jesper.
Mm-hmm.
I think is always one of the favorites.
almost bowling home. He doesn't live in Gothenburg, but he's been in Olympia forever,
Yeah.
coming many, many times. So it's almost like bowling home for him.
And then, obviously, the world #1, E.J. Tackett, is going to be one of the contenders, and I think the semi-hometown player here, Andrew Anderson, is going to be fighting for it. I'm going to say, I don't know, Ethan Fiore and Cal Troop.
Ethan is gonna think. I think Ethan has a good chance on this kind of pattern, and I'm pretty sure EJ is gonna bowl already deeper than any of us. He's gonna put the break point. Yeah, have you seen the pattern where the last one is, like on board 12? I'm pretty sure EJ is gonna put the break point on 12.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, all the mortals like us are gonna stay further outside. So you've given me.
That's 5.
That's 5.
Yeah.
Andrew, Jesper, EJ,
Cal Troop,
Kyle Troop,
Ethan Fiore.
Ethan Fury. That's 5. That's true. That's 5. Not bad. Not bad. It's a good team you built up out of nowhere. You left me with not many choices. So now I have to think.
Yourself?
I cannot do that to my friends. I cannot show up after 3 months without touching the ball and being an ex-bowler and take a spot on the step ladder. They will not welcome me anymore. Thinking of people that could make it up there. I think is Mika coming at the end?
I think he is. I'm going to double check it.
I've heard Mika could be coming. If Mika is coming, I'm going to put him up there because Mika is pretty steady. Time doesn't pass for him. So why not? And after all, he's a Scandinavian bowler, even if it's not from Sweden. But Mika Koivinemi is Mika Koivinemi, isn't he? And then is Chris Barnes coming this year with Ryan?
Chris is not coming this year, no.
There's only Ryan again, yeah?
I can, however, confirm that yes, Mika is going to be playing this year.
Mika is gonna be okay. So the first one I'm gonna put on the step ladder. I'm gonna go for Mika. I think I'm gonna go for all the school bowlers. So one more I could choose. I should say I'm gonna go for Santu. He's not old school, but I think Santu can show up from
Yes,
time to time. Him and his motive bowls. They do quite okay. So I have 2 Finnish people already chosen. I have to choose. Now I need to choose a Swedish bowler. And you have already taken Jesper. And I have to ask, how good is Robin Illamar lately?
I was just thinking of saying Robin, but he's been pretty good, I think.
But he's not in such a super shape as he was last
No,
summer.
he's not where he was 12 months ago. But
12 months
still
ago,
great.
he was unstoppable. You know who I'm going to vote for this time? Because he's been doing he's changed a little bit. He's learned to go a little bit smoother on his release. And I fucking like it when he does it. I'm going to vote for Carl
Carl.
Eklund. I think
Yeah.
he's going to make it this year. Why not? So we have 2 Finnish guys already. We have Mika, we have Santu, we have Carl. I'm gonna tease him when he arrives. I'm gonna tease Ryan. I'm gonna say Ryan is gonna make it, but he's not gonna win. So he's gonna have one more step ladder in the pocket, but no title. And then I'm missing one. You know what? I'm gonna put my cards on Martin Larsson because he has problems on his elbow. He has been fighting with an injury, but it's his tournament. It's his name. It's a good friend, and I don't want to take his spot on the step ladder. So I'm gonna let him take my spot on the step ladder. That's my bet. Santu, Mika, Martin, Carl, and Ryan. Those are my 5. And hopefully I'm not as wrong as I was last year predicting the cut, because then none of them is going to be not even playing on Sunday.
What did you say your cut prediction was?
Last year I said 1350, and then it was far from that. We still didn't look what it was, like 1305, 1310, something like that, I
It
believe.
was in the low 1300s.
But this year I'm gonna go higher. This year I'm gonna go 13. Let me think. 1347. It just came out like when you go and buy the lottery and you say, I like this number, give me this number, and then you never win anything. But you like that number? That's the number I'm choosing. 1347. I should write it down somewhere in here so we remember the number we have set. Let's see if I can find a pen somewhere in here so I can write down both the cut prediction, the step ladder prediction, and I don't see any pen.
Anyway, as I said before, I said 1350, so I'm going to be a bit more specific and say 1353. I don't know.
1353 says Victor. I said 1347. That is Luis. That is Victor. And since the man of the name is over here, I'm going to ask before he says, will you say a number? Do you want to say a number, buddy? For the cut. 1379 says Martin Larsen. Okay. My God, this year I'm going to be wrong because I went short. Okay. On the other hand, now you've gave me an idea. What do I have to shoot when I bowl? Can I bowl 7 games? All right, let's talk a little bit about what's going on. Now it's a few more frames into the third game of this first squad of the 2026 Lucky Larsen. Man, we are here. We are back. We are on track. Tell me, what's happening? What's happening? Who's doing good? We have some strike again for Samuelsson over there. 230 something on lane 910. With his first strike is 235.
Yes.
To be precise. But not very high scoring on this particular game. LR.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 games in the 230s or 220s, and then potentially one in the 170s or 180s there. What other pairs are high scoring? Looks like 7-8 is a really tough game. Even Jesper is struggling.
Yeah, Jesper actually needs to strike out to make the par in this game. So he's not paying very high on 7 and 8. Could it be also a little bit the company?
Yeah, I don't...
Let me explain what I mean by
Yeah.
the company. Jesper at the moment is bowling with 2 bowlers that are not that super high level.
Yeah.
And sometimes, because of their rhythm, if they're not so used, for example, to this high competition, the rhythm is a little bit slower or a little bit less consistent. And these kind of things, it sounds absurd, but they do affect you, especially when you're used to a certain tempo and rhythm and go, 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 and all of a sudden. So it could be the lane, a little bit tougher on that pair, and it could be a little bit that the company lost the rhythm of the play.
Let's see here. Watching Mike in 17. That's a good strike. He had a rougher start to this game, but it looks like if he can carry on striking, he can get a decent game still.
Yeah.
But this game in general looks very low scoring. Not many people at all. In the 200s we have, as I said, Leif is going to shoot 235. Kenneth 219. And I think that's the only ones that I can see that are shooting 200 at the moment. Tobias Ogdin.
Also, if we are honest, we are in the middle of transition.
Yeah.
It's game 3. It's not fresh anymore. They changed pairs twice. So whatever you're finding now, it's already traffic from 2 different groups of bowlers on that pair. And as we were talking about it 15, 20 minutes ago, since it's squad 1, and it's not really filled with superstars all over the field, there's a lot of different strategies going on, a lot of different types of bowlers, different rev rate, different lines, different shapes. So the lanes are not really getting a very clear area where everybody wants to stand and everybody
No.
wants to bowl. Actually, if we look around, not only we can see lower scoring, but we can see everybody's moving into a different spots. I could see now, for example, Kim Bolivi was further into the gutter than he was on the first two games. So it looks like some of them are starting to try to find something different, because whatever they thought was going to work on the warm-up has not paid out good enough. And because it's not a low scoring event, on the contrary, it should be high scoring event because of the quality of the bowlers that are going to compete. Everybody knows 210 is not enough. So even if they shot 190, 210, 210, they want to find something different that can give them more strikes. And that could explain a little bit why we are seeing now this situation of bowlers getting a little bit lost, changing a little bit and crossing paths once with the others. And I think that's the reason why we have a little bit lower scoring on this third game of the squad.
Yeah, and as per usual, the scores are obviously gonna go up as the week passes on, and there's always gonna be that one squad which is gonna be super high scoring.
So 190 for Jesper Benson, 193. It drops down to 684. But on the other hand, this is an early bird squad, so probably if you shoot 140 over on one of these squads, could be enough, because we were predicting 150, 160, 140 over to make the cut.
Yeah, we see
Ball
Mike
change for Singapore, for
yeah,
Mike Ong.
in the 10th, 12th
12 frame.
there as well.
Yeah, but it looks like the urethane is going down to the back, and he's finally going to put some reactive over there.
Yeah. Let's see, Tobias Wagdin here is gonna shoot 222 with a strike. Oh, 221 as he left the 3-pin. I'm gonna have Martin Paulson here. If he can just strike, it's gonna be another guy over 200, but I think it's only 4 people in the squad.
That was a good shot for Martin.
Yeah. It's obviously if Mick doubles here in the 10th, he can also get above 200.
He needs to strike out to finish with 209.
Yeah. That looks like a shiny reactive ball. He's throwing. That's a great shot.
Nice. Nice shot for Mick. Still alive.
If I'm seeing correct, that's either an Ion Pro or a concept that's being thrown by Martin Paulson. It's a blue, somewhat shiny ball. I think it's an Ion Pro.
So Martin also has given up on the urethane because he was throwing the IQ 78. You see, it takes them 3 games, but they end up doing what I said on the beginning. Drop the urethane, grab the reactive, use the pin action, let the ball do the job for you.
And as you can see on Mick's shot there, that responds beautifully. I'm not sure what ball he's throwing. It's some form of purple ball.
Stumpy, you mean?
Yeah, Mick Stumper there. Quite hard to see from here.
All I can see is round.
I think it's purple or dark purple or something.
Let's see it when it goes all the way down. Who is he bowling for? Is he bowling for any brand?
I don't think Mick is bowling for any brand now.
The color reminded me a little bit of a Benham shock at the beginning, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Too many balls out there in the market to really know which is the ball they were releasing.
So I'm gonna say thank you for now, and gonna let you guys.
You got to prepare for the next squad because you're gonna bowl it. You should go home, eat something, take a shower, get ready, get some energy,
Yeah.
and you have to do very well because since I'm not going to be playing, instead of betting the Coca-Cola, I'm going to be bitching on you.
All right. I'm gonna try to spare as much as possible.
Thank
so-
you for your time, Victor. It's always a pleasure to be with you. We're going to spend some more time on following squads and in the future days. So thanks for your time. Have a good luck and have a good squad later on. I'll be cheering from here.
Thank you, and I will hopefully see you guys later this week. Bye.
See you later, Victor. So now you're going to be standing just with me for a little while. I hope you don't get too bored about my crazy commentary and my crazy ideas. And I'm going to already apologize before I do anything in the wrong way and I touch any button that I shouldn't touch. And if the streaming for any reason goes a little bit different than we have seen so far, it's just because Victor is actually the one that really knows which buttons are working properly for everything. I'm going to try to do my best to carry on in the meantime and switching from time to time to a different camera on the main streaming. But in case you want to see some other lane than the one that I'm showing at the moment, without commentary, but on the Lucky Lawson YouTube channel, you can find the streaming for every single camera for every 4 lanes. Currently, we are watching on lanes 13 to 16, more or less. We have Jesper Svensson bowling on 15, 16. He's the leader of the squad, so it makes sense that we are staying on this particular channel for now. And I'll keep on talking on what I see. If I see something in particular, also I'm going to try to switch into that camera and see if we can get to see the action. So we have Jesper's going to take his 3rd frame on lane 16. He's looking for the 3rd strike. And also trying to recover a little bit from this game 3 that wasn't the highest game. Made his score drop down a little bit. I'm going to give you the update of the scoring after 3 games. Right after this shot from Jesper. Missed a little bit in. It felt like his hand was a little bit more on the side than usual. So he left the 6 pin. And the scores and update. After 3 games, that's a little bit what we saw last year as well. Games 3 and 4, transition starting to show up, traffic changing a little bit the conditions on the lanes, and the scores dropping down a little bit. So after this 3rd game, now we only have 6 players above par. Squad leader is Jesper Svensson, 684. 2nd place, Kenneth Junior Thomasson, 621. Number 3, Jonathan Samuelsson Ungerman, 617. Number 4 is Arvid Thompson with 607. Number 5 is Mick Stumpy with 604. And number 6, the Singapore guy, Mike Ong with 604. That is for now the 6 bowlers that we have above par on these first 3 squads. Now let's see if I am able to do that in a way without making it bad. Switching to lanes 9, 10, 11, 12. So we can see our Singapore guy who started with the front 3. I remind you, on the last game, on the very end, it switched finally from the urethane ball to the reactive. That should give him a much better reaction and a little bit better pin action than he was having at the beginning. He was having a lot of weak 10s, a lot of not so strong pin action. Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot. We have some strikes also on lane 19 and 20 by Johan Gannerud, front four as well. I'm going to go back to 15 and 16 and follow the action of our Iceman PBA superstar and current leader of the squad, Mr. Jesper Svensson. He's going to take a shot on lane 16. IQ Tour on his hands. IQ Tour 78, obviously. I got Jesper. I'm not sure he moved a little bit because it felt to me he missed a little bit inside, but probably he just adjusted a little bit from the previous shot on that same lane. That was a 9. It was a solid, not solid, a little bit deep in the pocket. He left the 6 pin. So I think he moved a little bit his feet to the right because the ball was definitely a little bit more inside than the previous shot, but the ball was perfectly hitting in the pocket. Now, a little bit of game by game, so you know exactly what goes on. Jesper Svensson on the first 3 games, 84 over with games of 267, 224, 193. Then we find Kenneth J. Thomason, 188, 214, 219. That makes a total of 621 for him. Number 3 is Jonathan S., which was Jonathan Samuelsen Ungerman. 617 with 246, 189, 182. Number 4 we find Arvid Thompson, 227, 186, 194 for a total score of 607. And then we have 2 more guys above par, which is Mike Ong and Mick Stumpy. 604 for both of them. So Mike Ong had 192, 218, 194. And Stumpy 212, 184, 208. Jesper, lane 15. Another 6 pin. I think I've only seen him leaving 7 pins, 6 pins, or strikes. And that's exactly what a machine looks like. Very, 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 very little difference between one shot and the next one. When you miss so little, it's not surprising that you bowl so good every single day and every single time. So we're gonna leave Jesper alone to take that spare shot, and I'm gonna go and try to find our Singapore guy on lanes 11 and 12, sharing pair with our senior, ex or former Team Sweden, Martin Paulsson. And the both of them are bowling with Susanna Ottosson. So there goes Mike on lane 12. Let's have a look. How is he doing now? Bowling around 12 board, break point around 5-6. He moved back to the urethane, but it worked out for him. 4 in a row, open frame, double. Now, let's move. Back to Jesper on 15 and 16. There's another strike for Jesper. We're probably going to have Jesper with us on the next squad. He's not going to be bowling. And he already agreed to show up a little bit in the booth and to do some commentary and talk a little bit with us. So if you want to hear more about the Iceman, and especially if you want to make some question or something, make sure to send some commentary into our Facebook channels and comment in the chats. And later on, when we have Jesper with us, we will make sure to ask how was he feeling, how was it for him, how did he feel after bowling on this first squad of the event, how were the lanes, how did he feel them hard, did he feel them easy, a little bit of everything. So, lane 15, Jesper Svensson. Starts walking, moves the swing, releases. Is he gonna hit it? Yes, he does. Perfect strike for Jesper Svensson. So that's a double, spare, double, spare, double. Is he gonna break that rhythm of double, spare, double, spare? Is he gonna make that strike on lane 16? Because actually, that's the lane that has been giving him a couple of times that 6-spin when the ball was slightly deep in the pocket. Let's look around and see how the scores are going. We have Kim Bolliby on 5 and 6. He's bowling much further outside than he did on the beginning of the squad. He's gonna shoot 215, more or less. So it's not a bad game for him. Now if we move to lanes 9 to 12, we see Mike managed to put the third one, so it's a 4-bagger open frame and triple. Now he's going to shoot the 9 frame. Looking stronger on this particular game. He's looking a little bit more consistent as well. There he goes. He releases the ball. And the ball held. It was a little bit deeper than the previous shot in that pair or in that lane, but it held pretty good. He got the strike. Now he gets the chance to strike out on the 10th frame for a 266. That's going to help him push up his score up. Moving probably to the second position in the squad, right after Jesper. It was Martin Paulson in lane 12. Games that are already over. Roger Samuelsson, 154. Per Loftquist, 163. Jonathan Ungerman, 179. Moving back to Jesper. We'll see. He's gonna... Yeah, he got the 7-pin this time. So double, spare, double, spare, double, and most probably spare. Gonna go all the way to 230. If it doubles again on the 10th frame, right after this one. And it takes a spare. So we're going to switch back into this lane 11 to see how Mike Ong finishes his game. It's looking much more comfortable than he was in the previous game. You can see in the body language how much more relaxed his expression and the face also. So he's got the strike on the 10th, strike on the 11th, already on his pace for a 266 with one more strike. If he strikes, it's going to be actually exactly 100 over for him after 4, which is quite a good score. He has been patient while he wasn't finding it. I'm going to read you the games he had at the beginning. He shot 192, then he shot 218, and then 194. But he never got stressed. He never got too excited about it in one way or the other. Just kept bowling, just trying to make good shots until he really found his spot on the lane, and now he's making it work extremely well. Another test with the reactive. So he gave up a couple of pins in there, but he wanted to have some information in order to know if he had to do any changes on either the 5th or the 6th game. That's a 264 game for Mike Ong and a total score of 868. Now we switch back to where Jesper ended. He had a split on the 10th frame. So it was a total of 214 and 98 over for Jesper. Kenny J. Thomason, 182, so he made 803 total score. And the only lane is a little bit delayed at the moment, is 9 and 10. So let's go back there so we can see some action. Nice strike over there on lane 10. Good pin action. Now we can see Mick Stumpy on lane 9. Releases. Nice shot. Martin Paulson, lane 11. Looking for a double and saving the par. There you go, trip in the 4, that's a good one. 206 with one more for Martin Paulson. Wow. And another light, beautiful strike for Miley over there on lane 9. Late 8 and then late 2. That's going to be happy because it was also the 5th in a row. And that opens the window for him to have a high score on this game and crawl his way up back to the top of this particular squad. Now, let's have a look at Stumpy on lane 10. Looking for a double. Hasn't doubled in this game yet, but he has no open frames. Bowling consistent, trying to fight it, find it, and there you go, Messenger. We have the first pizza delivery of the week by Mike Stumpy on lane 10. That was a beautiful, and it was a double. He was looking to get that first one, and he just got it. There you go, one more for Miley. Very good. He's fighting his way to save the game and putting the score back up. Let me count. That would be 60, 90, 20. I think if he strikes out, it's going to be all the way up to 50 over with 2 games to go. And, well, you need to strike a lot, but it's not over until it's over, isn't it? Now, the action is a little bit slower. I'm stuck in lane 9 and 10. Everyone else is a little bit on waiting moment. I see most of the players have already got into their next pair. But for some reason, only 17 and 18 started to bowl game 5. So I'm guessing some of them are waiting a little bit so they don't lose the rhythm between excuse me, between games. Ooh, that was a very weak 10 for Stumpy over there. It took him a while to get that double, and surely his body reaction wasn't the best, not the happiest. Okay, some of them are already on game 5 starting. We can see on lane 7 and 8 if you want to see. I'm going to show you. We have a Singapore guy, Mr. Mike Mike Ong. We just shot 260 on the previous game, so he's gonna look to try to keep going and make this squad valuable for him. Back to 9 and 10. We're gonna see how Miley Lindgren can finish. Can he strike out and save this game in a very passionate way? Let's have a look. There it goes. Is it gonna go long? Yes, it held. Yes, it held. Strike on the 10th. That's 7 in a row ready for Lindgren. What about Tobias? He does it very, very, very good. He's not scoring super high. He's not looking that happy, but the way he releases. Such a powerful shot for this kid. Super good. Oi. 5-pin for Mike Ong. Was a little bit short in the pocket. The 5-pin never stood a chance. And 8 on the 11th frame for Miley Lindgren. So that's going to be a 246. And total score of, unless I'm wrong, 39 over. Now it's game 5 and 6. We have to remind you that we have the Turbo series. So if you become one of the guys that makes the highest game on the 5th or the 6th game, you're going to guarantee yourself a spot in the final through the Turbo. There was a ball change on lane 11 for Jesper. It was not the IQ 78 any longer. It was a black ball. I'm not sure if it was a reactive or if he just moved to the new pitch black. But the way it moved, it was deeper. I'm not sure. Now we see Boliby on lane 11. It's moved even further outside from the past games. Now he missed in. The ball was around board 4-5 in the arrows. So he missed in. He got a Brooklyn. Previous shots, it was already more around the 2nd, 3rd board. So total on this 4th game for Stampede was 204. A lot of 10 pins. Only one double. So it couldn't be the highest game for him. Total score 8 over. Lindgren 38 over. And I'll go around and let you see who else. We have Mike Ong with 68 over. He's going to be the 2nd on the squad because after him, sorry, in front of him is going to be still Jesper. Jesper is bowling deeper than he was before. He's moved a little bit deeper. He's got a black ball. It makes me want to run out there just to make sure which ball is he using, because I'm not sure. Could it be a level? Because it's super black, but it hooks too much for being a pitch black. Yeah, that's true. In case you wonder, guys, I was asking Martin because he's always working. I mean, you all see him out there being nice and kind and giving hugs and saying hello, but when he's in the room, he's working 24/7. And the last thing he needs is the Spaniard asking over and over again. But he's used to me already, and he can hold it. Thanks, buddy. So let me see. I'm gonna maybe put the better glasses to see if I can see what ball is Jesper throwing. I'm very curious about it now. He's going to shoot again, lane 11. My head is almost inside the screen now to try to see what ball is he throwing. If I don't really see, I'm gonna run out there, I tell you. Wait, that one really far outside and he hooked a lot, but yeah, look at him. Even his body expression was like, I sent that to China and it made it all the way back without paying taxes. Let's see a little bit of action out here. Solid 10 for Jonathan. Jonathan Holberg playing on lanes 7 and 8 with Mike Ong and Martin Paulsen. If we go to 9-10, we find Per Löfqvist, Jonathan Samuelsson Ungerman, Johan, oh that's tough one, Ganneret. 11-12, Martin Nays, Jesper Svensson, Kim Borleby. If we go to next pair, Leif Samuelsson, Ville Wellström, Tobias Hocklin, Mick Stumpy. On 15-16 we find Arvid Thomson, Tom Lindgren and Susanna Ottosson. And finally on the last pairs we find Daniel Hoffman, Augusta, Roger Samuelsson, Mille Lindgren, Malin Genander and Kenneth J. Thomasson. Now back to the left is room 11 and 12, Kim Borleby, Jesper Svensson. We have the front four for Jesper. We have a spur and triple for Kim, who's gonna take his fifth frame right now. There goes Kim. Outside the gutter. And almost tripped to 3. I think he missed a little bit out. Breakpoint was further outside this time. But also the previous shot on that lane, he had missed the inside. Somehow the brain tells you, make sure you don't miss in again, and you end up sending it even further outside than you pretended to. It's a very common thing. But there goes Kim, takes the spur on the 3-pin. Let's have a look. Our Singapore guy on lane 8. Strike spare triple, looking for the 4th in a row. Releases, and not bad. I saw the ball slightly further outside than the previous one. I thought it could have been a weak 10, but it did carry nicely. Nice pair also for Martin Paulsen taking the wash out there. Now back to leftist land. Jesper is going to take 5th frame on lane 11. And there was some destruction apparently. Perhaps some noise, perhaps some movement. We'll see. I got Jesper, lane 11. Walks, delivers, and destroys. It must be boring to make so many strikes as Jesper is doing at the moment, isn't it? Front 5 for Jesper Svensson, which is the leader of this squad at the moment. Let's have a look back into our Singapore guy. Was a little bit short in the pocket, left a 2-pin. Strike spare 4 in a row. Now it's a 2-pin, but obviously that's an easy spare. You're happy when you miss out, you don't leave the 8 and the 10 with it. And Jesper is looking very strong again. This change of ball he did from the IQ 78 to whatever the ball is chosen now. We're still not sure if is it the new 78 Heart pitch black or is it a level. It's definitely a dark ball. It's a little bit dull. Logic says it's going to be a pitch black, but it seems to be hooking a little bit more than it was hooking when he was throwing the IQ 78. So either is a stronger layout, maybe he has a little bit more surface on it. I don't think he has slowed down the speed. At least on the screen, it doesn't seem to be a lower speed shot. It's hard to judge. It's a lot easier to judge when you see those things live. When you're there in the lane, you can quickly see if the ball it's one or the other, and if the speed is one or the other, if there was any change on the speed he's throwing. But definitely, whatever he has decided to change is paying out really, really, really good. Let me go back to our Singapore guy. Strike spare, 4 in a row spare. That's 7-8 for you guys who wonder where the Singapore guy is bowling. He's bowling with Martin Paulson and Jonathan Hallberg, and they're all doing quite okay. Let's have a look at Mike, lane 8. There he goes. Releases. That was further outside, and there is the 10-pin. That's the 10-pin I was talking about, the previous shot we saw from him. He missed a little bit outside, but he did carry the pin. This one missed even a little bit further outside, so the ball read too soon. Wasted the energy before reaching the pocket, and that was the reason why he had this soft end. Now back to lane 11. We're going to see Jesper looking to put the 7th strike in a row. Looking good. My God, there's no doubt. You could have had 20 pins in there, and it probably would have taken them all. Anyway. Bra jobbat Jesper so far. 7 in a row, front 7 for him. Now, Singapore takes the spur. Let me give you an update. After 4 games, we have Jesper Svensson on the lead with 898. His games are 267, 224, 193, 214. On second position, we find Mike Ong from Singapore. 192, 218, 194, 264 for a total score of 68 over. Number 3, we find Millie Lindgren with 38 over, 221, 228, 143, which was a very expensive game for him, and 246. What that tells me is that he had a very low game, obviously, and the other 3 are pretty high. But also what that tells me is that he has a chance to find something and perhaps make a high game on one of these turbo 5th or 6th games. Obviously, it's not going to be easy because Jesper started with the front 7. We also have on lane 13 and 14 Mick Stumpy with the front 5. And we have some strikes going on. It looks like transition has settled down a little bit more. We saw a lot of people struggling, especially on game 3. Some of them found a solution on game 4, and that solution seems to be paying out pretty strongly on game 5. That's the 8th in a row for Jesper. Now, on 7 and 8 we find some striking, but not as high as we can see on some of the lanes. So I'm going to switch, and we can have a look over here at Mick Stumpy, who's got the front 5. There goes Mick. Oh, very light. Not the best release. You could see the thumb was slightly delayed on the ball. That took away some of the reps. The ball never had a chance to make it back, and was short in the pocket. So now we're going to go back into lanes 11 and 12. We're going to have a look at our Iceman, Mr. Svensson, and see how he... Actually, I should ask him, do you have anything to do with the hair companies, Svensson? You know, it would do me very good if I could find somebody that could do something with my hair that is no longer there. More of the nonsense. Yeah, welcome to the show. So, lane 11 and 12, Jesper Svensson is going to throw the 9 frame, looking to get his 9th strike in a row. Let's see what goes on with that black ball in his hands. Releases and... Oh, yo, 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 yo. Obviously, he could tell it was not the best shot. I think he missed inside, and the ball found way too much hold. The ball never hit the 5 pin, so the 5 pin never hit the 10 pin. So it was a 5-10 for Jesper. And that is a little bit like what I was talking about. If you have a guy with 600 plus revolutions on his ball and leaves the 5-10, nice pair for Jesper. When you leave the 5-10, the ball's not kicking. Of course, I cannot tell Jesper stop using urethane and start throwing reactive, but what I'm trying to say is for those people out there with 300 or 250 or 150 or 200 RPMs, you cannot expect the ball to do for you what a guy with 600 RPMs is going to do. And I'm talking about the pin action, not about the control. But if you practice a lot, if you learn about the game, control is very easy to achieve. Accuracy is easy to achieve. Power is not easy to achieve. So, yeah, unless you bowl without the thumb on the ball, obviously. If you bowl two hands, obviously you're going to have a lot more rev rate than a single-handed. But for those who bowl single-handed, then they don't have such a high speed and high rev rate. Why would you choose a urethane ball that's going to read so early and give you absolutely nothing in the back? I mean, if you want control, just grab a reactive, give a lot of surface. It's also going to read early and give you control, but it's going to save a little bit more pin action than any of those urethanes, unless we obviously go back to what it was before the rules change and we talk about the gum, which was hooking early, but amazingly continuously on the back as well. But if we talk about normal balls and regular balls, and in today's ruling of 78 of hardness, if it is truly 78 hardness, it's not going to have much continuation because it's going to read early, read little, and not hook much at the end. Beautiful strike for Jesper on the 9th, so it's probably going to shoot to 78. Let's have a look around. Mike Ong, 248, that puts him on 11-16. That's a very good score after 5. because it actually gives him a chance with a 240, 250 game. Most probably secure a spot in the finals already. The reason why is because the only guy who's going to score more than him is going to be Jesper, but Jesper is going to score so high, he's going to go directly into the next stage. 208 for Per, 215 for Johan, 211 for Kim Bolleby, another strike for Jesper, so it's going to be a 278 with one more, and 176 over already for Jesper after 5. If we keep going around on lanes 13 to 16, we have Stampy doing some strikes. He's the only one with kind of a high, or a chance to still have a little bit of a high scoring. And if we go all the way to the corner, we find a game of 220 for Augusta, and Mealy didn't found it on the corner. He's going to shoot 190. That's going to drop down his score. So apparently on this squad number 1 of this Friday, 21st of August, 2026 Storm Lucky Larsen Masters, Jesper Svensson and Mike Ong are going to be the only ones having a true chance to make it into the next stage. Actually, that's the bet on the moment. Jesper's going to be directly in the final with just a normal game of 215 to 20, and Mike Ong with another game of probably 230, 240. It's probably securing him a spot as an early bird. So, beautiful strike for Jesper, 278. Only one frame that was slightly short in the pocket, slightly short in pin action, but a beautiful recovery on the spur for him. Looking good. I'm gonna take a 1-minute break before I can update the scoring after 5, and we'll be right back for the last game of this first squad. Storm Lucky Larsen Masters 2026. Don't miss the action. Okay, back on track. Let's have a look around and see what goes on. They're about to start the 6th game. I can see. Hold on, let me see if that's right. In there, not in here. Yes, so we have the Singapore guys playing on lanes 15 and 16. He started with an open frame, but that's the action we want to follow at the moment. Jesper, to see how much he finishes having at the very end of the squad. And also we want to pay attention to Mike Ong from Singapore to see how many pins does he get by the end of the squad. Is it gonna be enough for him in this squad? Obviously, when you fly all the way in to bowl an event from Singapore, this is not the only squad he's gonna play. We can probably expect him to bowl 4, 5, 6, 7 squads. And do your best to make it into the final. If it's not this one, it's gonna be the next one, obviously. We also have on 19 and 20, Mick Stumpy. He's already with 53 over, so he needs a high game. But on the other hand, since this is a six game, if you have a very high game, it's gonna pay you anyway through the turbo. So he needs a high game for the turbo. He needs a high game if he wants to make the squad count in a way. On 17 and 18, we have Kim Boliby already with 3 in a row. We find Per Löfqvist, a little bit older bowler, but he already proved he can strike a lot on a previous game. And it's going to be interesting to see also what Jesper can do on lane 19 and 20. There's a lot of talk every season and every year about these last 4 lanes. Some are hating 19 and 20, some others actually hate 17 and 18. But yeah, that happens everywhere. We have a bowling alley down in near the Barcelona area. There is always super easy patterns, and I mean super easy patterns. You have bowlers that usually bowl 180 average, bowling 240 average over there. It's only 10 or 12 lanes. I don't remember now at the moment. What I remember is that, as I said, it's a bowling alley that you could bowl blindfolded, and they still all complain when they have to bowl on lane 7 and 8 because lane 7 and 8 is so difficult. Actually, the only thing that happens is probably some topography thing on lane 7 and 8 make them a little bit unequal, but they are always the same thing and the same difference between them. So once you understand that, then you just move your feet, adjust a little bit the line, and that's it. So never let, here I go, here comes my coach side of the brain talking. Never let others fill your head with fears or, you know, this kind of negative thoughts like this pair is bad or this pair is hard or this pair is... Every pair is hard, every pair is easy. Every pair has a solution, and every pair you can find a way to do things. Stampé, lane 20. Oh, showed the 7-10, was only the 10. A little bit weak action down at the pins. Let's see what else we have over there. We have Kim Boliby with a triple spare. Then we had Per bowling on his same pair with 4 in a row, open frame, and now 1 more strike. It's many squats to go, obviously, so we cannot expect the turbo to be won with 250 or 260. It's probably going to be beyond 278, 279, maybe even 280. But you never know. You just have to give your best, try to get as many as you can, and then let's see what happens. Let's have a quick run all around the alley with me, guys. Let's see who's bowling everywhere. On 7 and 8, we find Susanna Ottosson. Then we have Leif Samuelsson and Willie Wellstrom. If we move to 9, 10, we find Roger Samuelsson, Arvid Thompson and Tom Lindgren. 11 and 12, we find Kenneth J. Thomasson, Daniel Hoffman, Augusta Jonsdottir, and then next pairs Jonathan Hallberg, Miley Lindgren, Malin Gennander. On 15 we find Johan Gannerud, and on 16 we find the Singapore guy with an open frame spare double and probably a spare. It's just the 2-8 standing over there. We find also Martin Paulson over there with a triple and a spare. If we move to last corners, we find Kim Bolleby on 17, pair again on 18 with Jonathan Ungerman. And then 19-20 we find Tobias, Mick, Martin and Jesper. There goes Jesper on 20. There usually isn't so many lefties for this amount of bowlers, but it's more than 2, I think. I think I've seen 3 or... We have Jesper, we have Kim, we have Molin is also a lefty. I think it's 3 or 4 lefties on this particular squad. All right, let's have a quick update on the scores after 5 games, because we are in the middle of the 6th and last game of this first squad. We currently have 6 bowlers above par. Number 6 is Arvid Thompson with 1,011 games of 227, 186, 194, 202, 202. On 5th position, we find Kenneth Jr. Thomasson with 1,026. Games of 188, 214, 219, 182, 223. On the 4th position, we find Millie Lindgren with 1,028 with games of 221, 228, 143, 246, 190. On the 3rd place, we find Mick Stumpy from Denmark, 1,053. He shot 212, 184, 208, 204, 245. Number 2, we find Mike Ong, Singapore, 1116. Games of 192, 218, 194, 264, 248. And finally, last but not least, on the 1st position of the squad, we find Jesper Svensson, the Iceman, 1176. Games of 267, 224, 193, 214, and 278. Now, if we look around on how is Jesper and the other guys doing on the right corner, we see some striking for Bolleby with chances of 250 game if he strikes out. Some strikes also for Per Lefqvist on that 17-18. And no doubles yet for Jesper on 19 and 20. And a nice strike for Kim again. Have a look on 15-16, Singapore guy. Now he's finally with a reactive. That hooked way too early and too much. One thing I did notice when I tried a little bit this pattern yesterday is that, at least on fresh, because as I said, I bowled 2.5, maybe 3 games after all, 25 shots, not more. It doesn't really like it when you spin the ball a little bit too much. At least on fresh, it likes it when you roll it a little bit more forward, and that's going to help you get more control. When the lane opens up and the room is bigger, obviously you move deeper, and then you have so much more room to miss in and out. So you can also spin the ball a little bit more and get a stronger angle in the back, which is going to help the deeper you move. But as we can see, there is nobody lofting the ball. There is nobody really hooking all around the lane. There is nobody going really any deeper than 15. So that means you have to bowl with a break point a little bit more to the right and a little bit more early than usual. You don't want to be too much around the ball. You just want to be a little bit more forward. Make it very easy and predictable for the ball to read the pattern. Going around again, we can see on 17-20, we have on lane 17-18, Bowleby is about to finish with a 250 something for, it's going to end up above the par. It's going to be about 30 pins above par, but obviously it's not enough for him. Now let's see what Stumpy can do on lane 19. That was a nice shot for him. Gets his double, working out strongly. Let's go back again, see Mr. Mike on lane 15, back to the urethane, back to the outside, and back to striking. I may have some striking again on 13 and 14 for my lean green. Is when this guy finds the lane, he really strikes a lot. It was a shame when he had that low game on game 3. He shot 143. If that game was 203, he would be already 90 over plus this one. So it's very expensive when you just get one of those low games in the middle of the squad. We can see Martin Paulson bowling slightly deeper than anyone else on this moment, probably trying to find something for some following squats, but it doesn't seem to give him any room in there. He just threw that last shot somewhere around 18, 19 on the arrows, but the ball went directly into the Brooklyn side, so probably missed a little bit in, didn't find the room, he didn't find any hole. And that's another proof that the pattern is not really opening up so much as to go deeper and just send it out like it usually happens in other patterns. Beautiful strike now for Jesper. That's his first double. And that is one of Jesper's strengths. You can see he's always doing strike 9, 9, strike. It, even when it's a bad moment, it doesn't really go down. All right, let's move a little bit around. It's a little bit slow in the right corner at the moment. So we go to 7 and 8. We're going to see at the end of the game for Susanna Ottosson and Liv Samuelsson, and the same for Ville Wallström. When we move to 9, 10, 11, and 12, we can see Roger Samuelsson also ending 965. Not a happy day for him. Arvid Thompson managed to shoot 230 on the last game. It's going to go all the way up to 1240. And also we have Tom Lindgren with about 160 and about 1040. Then moving to 11 and 12, we find Kenneth J. Thomason. He was doing okay, not a bad squad. He can strike out for a 238 and a total score of 64 over if he strikes out. You have to see. Oh my, he got a very, very, very solid 9 over there. He's a lefty, so that means the ball read slightly early and got into the pocket a little bit too straight, so it didn't really carry. Moving on, we have 13 and 14, Jonathan Hallberg, Mille Lindgren, Molin there. The only one on that pair doing quite okay is Mille Lindgren, with a chance of striking out on the 10th frame for a 237 and a total score of 1265. Moving on into the 15 and 16 pair, right on the right side of Lindgren, we find Singapore guy Mike Ong. Needs the double for 204 and a total score of 1120 if he makes 2 more. Strike on the 11th and strike on the 12th. It delivers the 11th and nope, a little bit light, 7 pin standing, so it's going to be a total score of 13, hold on a second, 1310 unless I'm wrong. Yeah, I think it's going to be a 1310 for Mike Ong. And if we move all the way to the right, Kim Bolleby, he finished with a 255 for a total score of 1230. Per shot 214 to end up with 1151. Jonathan Samuelsen Ungemon 170 for 1157. Iceman with hands on his head. Apparently he didn't like the shot, but the result was paying out pretty well. He's got the 4th strike in a row. So, and that is what a superstar actually is. It doesn't seem like he's doing any good. It doesn't seem like he's bowling super high or he's doing anything spectacular. But it's actually on his way to shoot 1400. So 1 more strike for Jesper, and a spare on the 10th is going to be enough for the first 1400 of the week. This year has much faster to happen than it was last year. Mostly. That's my specialty, jinxing absolute forever. But I think this year it makes sense. If I have to end up bowling 1 or 2 squads, I better start jinxing everybody from the beginning. So, Stumpy. 9th frame. Nice shot for Mick Stumpy. Looking around, the highest game so far was for Kim Bolleby, 255. So the turbo on game 6 is going to be a little bit low for now, 255. On game 5, it's going to be lower because it's a 278 for Jesper Svensson, but Jesper's going to make it to the final directly, either because he's qualifying or because of the early bird or the turbo. I mean, he's going to come and talk with us a little bit on the next squad. I'm going to make sure to ask him, so you tried to cover every single window, right? You made the turbo, you made the early bird, you made the... There goes the Iceman. 9th frame. Lane 20. And there's the split. Why would I say 1400? Why did I say 1400? Why do I open my mouth? I only had 25 squats 1 year ago, knowing that I couldn't say the word, and here he comes again. But I'm glad that nobody else in here but me knows it, so he won't know that I jinxed him. Still can make it, he's just going to need the double on the 10th. He's got, let me see, 13... 60, 1370, 1371. So he needs a double and 9 to get the first 1400 on the week. And most probably he's going to have a strike and a 7 pin, and he's going to be 10 pin short, and he's going to kick my ass later on for jinxing. Something happened there. It got stuck, yeah. Apparently, the last one. This one I can see on the site. Strange. Now it works. Someone stepped on the cable like it used to happen last year. Some people have very big foot in this country, and they end up stepping here and there. So Mick Stumpy finishing on lane 20, trying to get a strike, and oi, beautiful short one, tripping the 2 pin. Now we just gonna wait to see what Jesper does on the 10th frame. Is he gonna get the 1400? We'll see pretty shortly, or maybe not. I would say he got the strike. I'm just trying to see it from a different camera because I got frozen on 1920, so I moved to 1516. No, it was a 10 pin. What did I say? Or 7 pin. He got the 7 pin, so no 1400. You cannot fucking say 1400 because then it doesn't happen. No, it doesn't want to work. It gets stuck. Well, apparently we have a little bit of difficulty at the very last moment. I'm glad that it happened at the very end of the squat. It was running very smoothly all the way till here. But that's fine because we will be back with more commentary on the second squat. I'm going to run out there. I'm guessing I'm going to have to interview Jesper as the winner of this first squat of the Lucky Larsen. It's been a pleasure to be back. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you are already a member and you love us so much, just let us know. So we are happy to know that you love us. We'll be right back. Take care, guys. I'll see you soon.